Welcome to the Digging Deep ATVMX Podcast with your host, Cody Jansen.
And now we're here with Tim Cotter, who is brought to you by DID Racing Chain and their 520 ATV2 X-Ring chain. It's super cool to have such a high-ranking figure on our show. So, Tim, welcome. Thanks for your willingness to give us a little of your time.
You know, it is my pleasure. I'm not sure the high-ranking figure is the right description, but I'm blessed to be on it, and I'm blessed to be a part of the ATV Racing Nation.
Awesome. Well, it's an exciting time for us because we're going to be able to go back racing, right? So it was determined that it was safe to race for the ATV Motocross National next weekend. But before we get into that, maybe explain to my listeners the formation and the role that the Safer to Race task force played in all this, because that's something that you guys are taking a lot of pride in.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure pride is the right word, but, you know, the last time we saw you, we were at Daytona International Speedway and kicked off the 2020 season, and it was phenomenal. What a great weekend and week we had at Speed Week at Daytona. And, yeah, we had heard of the coronavirus, and we were all maybe passing a joke here and there about the virus, and that's about the time that we started not to shake hands, and some did. That awkward time, you know, remember that?
No, yeah.
It seems like it was a year ago, and it was, you know, what, 8 or 9 weeks ago. And then we came to Georgia, to Aonia Pass for GNCC, and things were starting to get a little more difficult. Big sporting venues were falling left and right, and series were you know, banning and stopping, and all of a sudden we all, on our way back from Daytona, started to get a little bit of the deer in the headlight look, right?
Yep.
So we made it to Aonia Pass, and we had our GNCC race here, and it was super stressful. Are we doing the right thing? Are we putting anyone in harm's way? Is this really dangerous? Is it true? The governors were starting to close states down, and I became glued to this very seat where I am right now, because today I'm at Aonia Pass,
right? Yep.
In the exact same spot I was back in the middle of March.
Okay.
And we waited and watched, and just the whole world fell apart, right?
Yeah, it sure
did. And we got that race done. The checkered flag came out, and we all went back to our homes, and we went back to West Virginia. And on the way back to West Virginia, our governor closed our state.
Okay.
And which we thought was like, what, a week? Yeah, we'll see you in a week. You know, we're all tired anyway. It's okay. And but certainly wasn't the case. And to this day, our office is yet to reopen. A couple of us have sprinkled in and out of the building, and things are starting to get better. But recall, just try to rewind to that day or that time and how things were going. And we were like, oh my gosh, you know, this is really happening. Yeah. And if you recall why we were here at GNCC, the Daytona 200, which is one of the longest standing motorsports events in time, was suspended. The Daytona Flat Track suspended. The Supercross in Indianapolis, where the track was already built, the lights were already focused, the cameras were already hooked up, stopped.
Yeah.
Done.
Yep.
And so all of our lives just came to a screeching halt. And so from that point in time, Carrie and Rita and I were traveling back to West Virginia, and we were actually in separate vehicles, and we were on the phone the whole time. I don't know how the batteries last, but and we decided, you know, this is bigger than us. This is more than Kerry or I or any one of us can handle. And so we developed the RLT, the race leadership team. And we said that, okay, from this day forward, the race leadership team will meet Mondays at 11 a.m. and we'll do it by Zoom call.
Okay.
And on the race leadership team is Kerry. It's under the direction of Kerry Russell, and I sit on that call every week. Roy Jansen, no relation, but you've met Roy.
Oh, of course.
Roy's usually the guy you go to the principal's office, right?
Right.
Smartest guy I know in motorsports is on that commission.
Okay.
Davey Coombs, certainly on that commission. And my oldest brother, Britt. And many of you, you've met Britt, you just don't know you've met him.
Okay.
He's the guy in staging at Daytona.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah.
And my oldest brother, Britt, is retired from Marathon Oil, where he was in HR, and he dealt with Marathon's crisis task force and crisis management. And he's very, very methodical, and he's a statistical guy. And so we put him on the task force, and his job is to monitor every community in which we race in, and monitor what the local community is doing. How many cases do they have? How many deaths do they have? How many tests have they made? You can't imagine the spreadsheet that we have.
Okay.
And it's monitored, it's updated like every day or every other day. But things were going this way, and it got to the point, like by week 2 of the RLT, that our job was pretty easy because everything was canceled. It's a short conversation.
Yes.
Done. Long about April 15th, we started to say, okay, how are we going to move forward? This is my livelihood. There's a lot of people that actually live and make money, and this is our life. This isn't a hobby, right?
Of course.
Although I'm so fortunate that I get to work in motorsports. I'm the luckiest guy in the world. But at the end of the day, it's a job for us and for you and many other people.
Yep.
So at that point in time, we decided that us 5 are not smart enough to find our way out.
Okay.
And that the government is not going to hand us a document and say, ATV Motocross, if you do this, you can go race. That's not going to happen.
Right. Of course.
So we have to find our own way out. And so we created the Safe to Race Task Force. And we expanded our race leadership team from 5 to 12.
Okay.
And another 6 hours, it became 42.
Oh, my goodness.
That was people from all across motorsports that said, this is how we're going to do it. And it's people from NASCAR. It's people from AMA Pro, Road America. It's people from the insurance sector. It's people from IT that create our softwares. And because all this has to change.
Yep.
It's medical people. There were 5 people on the medical task force that really sat down. They're not, they don't think like you and I do.
Of course.
And we needed people like that to say, look, this is serious, and this is how you need to do this part. And for instance, the lady in Ironman at Crawfordsville, Indiana, we've had a great relationship with Crawfordsville, Indiana. And this is why we have relationships, because when your back's against the wall, you need help.
Of course.
And you need to assemble an army. And Sherry Harrington is the director of the Homeland Security Department in that Montgomery County, Indiana. Very, very astute on public health and crisis management and so forth. So, you put people like Sherry on it. And then the U.S. Motorsports Association, who's a lobbyist group that works in our local communities to keep racetracks open. We're a hard sell, right?
Of course.
We're a hard sell when there is no COVID-19.
Of course.
Nobody wants to live next to us. Nobody, right?
Exactly.
And that organization, their job is to work with local governments and say, this is how come motorsports are valuable. So we bring them into the fold.
Okay.
And through that, we created a Safe to Race document, and which you've seen. And that took 2 weeks. Took 2 weeks to put that document together. You know, people like Feld Motorsports were on it, Supercross. There's no question that a lot of people know that the relationship between MX sports and Supercross, it's not something that's been, you know, we're probably not on each other's Christmas card list.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes, we know that. Yeah.
I can tell you we are now, because through this crisis, it has pulled us together, and we work together.
You've had to band together to figure this out. Of course. Yes.
Everyone is an ally.
Yes.
Everybody is an ally now.
Okay.
So we pulled them all in. We developed this document, and it's an easy to read. If you've read it, if you haven't, you should.
Yep.
But it's an easy to read and a how-to step to get motorsports back running. Not just our motorsports, but all motorsports.
Yes.
And the document is available to everybody.
Yep.
It's free. There is no charge. It is to get people back racing. And
exactly.
And it's been wonderful. It really has, because as soon as the document came out, then our Loretta Lynn tracks went to work. Our pro motocross tracks have gone to work. Our ATV motocross tracks, GNCC tracks, and communities. And today, I'm sitting at Aonia Pass, and you can't see it out there, but I've got RVs coming in the gate today, right now.
Wow. Awesome.
And with protocols, right?
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
because things are going to be different.
Right.
Make sure I get it on right.
There you go. Tim's putting on his mask right now, and yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, it's awesome that you have this, because some of it is to be able to go to those local governments and people of that nature, right, and be able to show them, hey, all of our bases are covered. We know how to handle this. That's part of this document,
and
correct?
It's written in their language.
Okay.
It is exactly what the document is. And if someone walked in the door and said, hey, Cody, write me a report on how to wash your hands.
Okay.
You'd say, okay, duh. You turn the thing over there and you get this and you scrub here. But so that document had to be written in such a manner that bureaucracy and bureaucrats and governments can look and say, hey, okay, yeah, you guys, you got that covered.
Okay.
You got this covered.
Yep.
And so that's the reason you have the Sherry Harringtons on it. We got a lady, and how cool is our sport? Because in 1982, at the first Loretta Lynn's Amateur National Championship, there was a lady that came to race. Nobody's ever heard of her. She didn't do very well.
Okay.
Her name is Dr. Nona Coburn.
Okay.
Dr. Nona Coburn now works for the National Institute of Health.
Oh,
she is a government bureaucracy bureaucrat, and I don't say that in a bad way.
No, right.
She does these things. And so I called Nona and said, Doc, I need your help. Tim, what do you need? Well, I need you to sit on this commission and give me advice. Tell me the number. I'm calling in. I'm in.
Wow.
And she volunteered. By no means do I have the National Institute of Health on our commission. I've got a volunteer that raced with us 38 years ago.
Right. Bringing her background into your group and all of her knowledge. So that makes so much sense.
And she understands.
Right.
And so the Safe to Race document, then once it's done, it's been downloaded by, hundreds of racetracks around the country. We encourage them to use them. We encourage them to figure out a way to get back racing. And awesome. So from that, we sent it to Aonia Pass. And again, I encourage all racers, your ATV racers and GNCC racers, but all racers to appreciate what communities are doing, because Aonia Pass here in Washington, Georgia, their county commissioner said, man, we've got to get back to work.
Yep.
We've got to figure out a way. And just think for a minute, if you went to your local track, you're out in
Wisconsin.
Texas, Wisconsin. So you're Wisconsin, that your government is very strict.
Yeah. They extended our safer at home order today.
So can you imagine going to your local racetrack in Wisconsin And that guy, that local racetrack, knocking on the door of the county commission saying, hey, I want to race. And they lean across the table and they say, what is your infectious disease policy?
And that's when you quit.
Game's over.
Right. Yep.
Right? It's over for me, and I do this full time.
Right. So insert the document. That's where you're going with this.
Yeah. You know what an infectious disease policy is? It's to have a tent.
Exactly.
We got to have an isolation tent.
Okay.
We got to have an HEIC. That's a health executive in charge.
Okay.
And so that if someone were sick, they have a place to go that is quarantined and they can be assessed and dealt with.
Okay.
It's not hard.
Sure. Yeah.
But an infectious disease policy, I'm done.
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
So
of course.
in layman's terms, it helps us go back to work. And I simplify things. It isn't that easy, but it's our goal that this document will get not just us running, but all racetracks running.
Right. It's not that easy, but it's achievable. That's what you're saying. So
we hope. We think.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I'll tell you Sunday, okay?
Right. So you kind of talked about the Safer to Race Task Force. I wanted to be able to talk about that first so that people knew all of the efforts and the people and everything that went into this. And then if we talk specifically about ATV racing, I want to talk about specifically what went into making this ATV race next weekend happen at Aonia Pass where you are now, because the event changed locations. I'm sure, you guys were working frantically on very little time. So tell us about that.
Yeah. So we once we realized we were in this downward spiral and we shook our heads and said, oh God, what are we going to do? And we figured out that, well, we're not going to quit.
Okay.
We're not quitters.
No.
And the best way through a crisis is right through the middle. No left turns, no right turns, no exit signs. Don't turn around and go back. We got to go right through the middle.
Okay.
So we said, okay, we are going to go racing in a community that allows us to safely go racing first.
Okay. So
we then started on the radar and look at what state is being, is things working out.
Yep.
And Georgia is one of the front runners, right?
Yes.
So we were scheduled to go to Indiana. This is an audio, not a video, but Indiana has a report out that gives us a timeline. And the timeline did not fit. We were not going to be able to race in Indiana, but we will get to race in Indiana soon.
Okay.
So long as the numbers continue to go the same, there is a definitive timeline in Indiana that allows us to do our activities.
Right. So some of that was like a week by week expansion with their numbers, right? That's how Indiana worked. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And we're still we couldn't go race there today.
No. Right.
In Indiana, but we can go race there in June.
Okay.
And then in July, we can race there with even different rules. And hopefully September, there are even different rules. So,
of course, yes.
So we knew that we lost the Indiana ATV National. We knew we were going to lose that.
Yep.
But if this thing works the way we think it's going to work at GNCC, and that's where we are now,
yep.
Then why not stay? It's a motocross track, so we're going to stay. And the folks in Washington, Georgia, Wilkes County were very, very favorable. The schedule isn't out for the Loretta Lynn regionals yet, but more than likely we're going to be coming here for Loretta Lynn regional. So this community is going to get 3 races out of this situation.
Okay.
That's all very, very good.
Of course.
And we're very, very fortunate to be able to do that. And you guys won't believe this place. It looks, I can tell you, I got here yesterday, about this time yesterday.
Okay.
And at 3:00 this morning, the landowner was still mowing the grass and just working to make this thing beautiful. And it's going to be nice.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's going to be really good. So, yeah, we're excited to do it. What does the future look like for ATV motocross? I'm sure you're going to ask that question.
Yep.
We believe that from here, that you're supposed to go to Muddy Creek.
Yep.
Muddy Creek is not have the green light yet.
Okay.
But they suspect that the green light will be coming. Remember that Bristol Motor Speedway is a stone's throw away.
Yep.
And that they believe they're going to be able to get in there. But if not, perhaps we can look at going to south of the border.
Okay.
South of the border, we already changed its date to the fall. Certainly an option. We're looking at all options. We're looking at alternate racetracks.
Okay.
But you have to have a willing organizer, one that can put an event together to the caliber that you guys expect, that ATV Motocross deserves.
Yep.
And there's risk involved. So, those are things that we're working on. There has been changes, and there will continue to be more changes, but it's our goal that we're going to get a substantial series in and get ATV families back racing just as we did, or as we are attempting to do here for GNCCs.
With GNCC. Yeah, of course. I mean, obviously a few things there. I mean, Aonia Pass, we're grateful to obviously that they're willing to have GNCC, willing to have us next weekend as it looks. And I remember being at Aonia Pass, a handful of years ago for our nationals there, and it was a beautiful place then. So I'm sure it's going to be a beautiful place now. So we're excited for that. Another thing too. Yeah. I mean, I think that there's this feeling that things are going to be in flux. So you can't take anything right now as a concrete plan, but I mean, we're just excited. And I guess that was part of wanting to put this together and be able to hear from you, because I wanted you to be able to say, hey, we're working this hard to make this happen for you guys. So that's awesome. We can't thank you enough for all of your efforts, of course. So you talked about, obviously I was going to ask you if you had any speculation on what was going to happen for rounds to come. The most important probably question I had for you in this interview was for ATV National regulars, for people that have attended events in the past. What can we expect to be different relative to what we're used to when we get there next weekend, and what are the differences going to be throughout the weekend for us?
A lot.
Okay.
There'll be a lot of differences, and we'll develop a document for you that if you really want to go see the differences, go to gnccracing.com, and there is a document that we issued for GNCC families. But
okay.
Social distancing.
Yep.
When you first come in the gate, bring a pen with you.
Okay.
By next week, we may have online ticketing up. We're encouraging everybody to do everything over the internet. Money, cash is about the dirtiest thing you can handle.
Of course.
So
it is. Yep.
We have looked at every piece of our business, everything that we do. Every time, Cody, you had to sign something or hand us money or hand us a piece of paper, think about this a minute. When you've come into races, and I don't know how old you are, but you're 25, 26 years old, 27, maybe older.
Yep.
How many clipboards did you handle coming in a gate where you just took the clipboard and you signed it and you handed it back?
And it goes in the next truck. Yeah.
And it goes in the next truck until 40 people sign that piece of paper, and then another piece of paper is put on top of it, and it goes to, and so we only have 10 clipboards for one whole event. And just think of how many people touch that.
Right.
And in the day of cootyitis, we're all, that's just, we don't want to do that.
Right.
So we got to change how we do things.
Okay.
Now, at least as of today, you're going to get a release form. You've been signing releases for years. You're going to get a release form where everyone in your car is going to sign it, hand it back to us. It's going to go in a box and won't touch anybody else.
Okay.
Number one.
Okay.
Number two, we hope by next week we have the technology to do all online ticketing. So you're just going to show your phone, we'll scan it, you're in.
Awesome.
Right?
Okay. Awesome news.
We're going to be giving you more than likely if you're a rider, we're going to give you some additional paperwork that you will come in, park, take that paperwork, fill it out while you're in your car.
Okay.
We've learned that if you do it in your car when you have time, it's more legible.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And then you bring it back to registration and you hand it to us, and then we do that. Pre-registration will be key. That's going to eliminate some of the things we do at registration. Social distancing. We're going to park you a little bit further apart. We're going to ask that those of you that have been traveling together and living together, well, you don't have to social distance. You've been living with your family all this time, right?
Right. Yep.
And so we don't have to worry about that stuff. We do, however, when you get out into the public, you got to put your mask on.
Okay.
We're probably not going to have a podium. At the end of the race, we're going to send you back to your pit area, and then we will come to your pit area and hand you the trophy and do the interview in a private setting, without champagne. So that we want to do everything we can do to minimize the congregation.
Mass gathering type thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I look out, I don't know, there's some bleachers here. More than likely our bleachers will be roped off and you can't sit in the bleachers.
Okay. Yep.
Our porta-johns are spread out. This facility has some real facilities and shower houses and so forth. And so it's in pretty good shape in that regard. There'll be hand washing stations and hand sanitizer stations here and there. But it is going to be different. We're going to call on all of our racing families to do the right thing and to really pay attention. We have to pay attention. We have to do what our document says you're going to do. And if we're able to do that, and we're able to document that the group of people can behave and that we can use the protocols and adhere to the protocols, then there's a good chance that we're going to be able to go to the next racetrack and the next racetrack. And the same way with GNCC. The GNCC is a much larger event, as you know.
Yep.
Instead of 400 riders or 600 riders that we may get from you, we'll probably have over 1,000 riders here.
Okay.
And the same goes for them. We all have to, this is serious. This isn't fun and games. It's nothing to giggle about. It's nothing to make fun about. It's serious. And if we want to continue as a racing family and do the things that we're passionate about, then we all have to do our part. And I can tell you that the men and women at MX Sports, I think that we've always demonstrated that we're hard workers. I don't think anyone can accuse us of being lazy.
No.
It's okay to disagree. It's okay to have debate, and we've had many. I've had debate with you and your family before, and I enjoy those debates. Those are good because good things come out of it. But these things are not debatable.
Right.
These COVID-19 guidelines are not debatable. We're going to do them.
Yep.
And if we do them, I believe that we will be able to continue to go racing. So if I could leave anything with your teams and your families is to let's take this seriously. Let's come in, be the organization that I know we can be. And this place is a lot of fun. Bring your bicycles. There's a pump track here the kids will love on their bicycles.
Okay.
And I guarantee it, we're going to end up with a mini quad race. And that's when that's going to go south really quick.
Of course, yes.
Those types of things just cannot happen.
Yep.
And so, I don't want to sit here and lecture you guys. You know how I feel. I am so blessed that we're able to go racing, and let's hope that we're able to keep this up and that things will go well, and that people in America and around the world will become healthier. And these numbers will go down, and that the people that are much, much smarter than you and me will come up with a vaccination, and then we can start getting back to normal life.
Yeah.
And that's my hope.
Yeah, mine too, of course. This is so much bigger than us. But yeah, I mean, listening to those words, Tim, the listeners here, the people that are going to the event, you got to take it as a challenge, right? You're challenging all of the listeners. You're entrusting all of the listeners, and it's a chance for those listeners to showcase how bad they want to race, because their behavior, their efforts and everything, like, we need to repay you for all of your hard work in making this event happen, and their actions. The next promoter, whatever track that is going to see how things went at Georgia and at Aonia Pass. And if they go well, hopefully we can go racing, but people got to be responsible.
And that's the key. You know what? You and I have a doctorate degree in COVID-19.
Yeah.
That's all we've heard about for the last 8 weeks.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
We know right from wrong.
Yes.
Now, there are people that don't agree with us. There are people that say, you know what, I just don't feel comfortable. It's okay.
Yep.
It's totally okay.
Yep.
Our company wouldn't do anything that we felt wasn't proper, and we've done the research. We've employed this Safe to Race task force with some really, really intelligent people that said, if you do this, then you can do that.
Yep.
And so that's what we're doing.
Yep. I think that, it's obviously a credit to you guys that you pulled all this off. I think that if people go about it the right way, and I always choose my words very carefully on this subject, because yes, there are people that take it very seriously, and they have every right to do so, and you can't disagree with them taking that stance. But if you go about this the right way at the racetrack, you should be safer there than you are going to the grocery store right now. Honestly.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. So
I hope so.
Tim, I can't thank you enough for your time, your willingness to give us all this info. I think it's a great thing for our listeners to be able to hear before they get to the racetrack. You had so many good things to say, and I just wanted to know kind of the background on what all went into this, and then what people should expect when they get there. So you kind of gave us already your parting words. You gave us everything, the challenges and everything else. So again, I just can't thank you enough. Can't thank you enough for all your hard work in making this happen. Again, credit to you guys. Thanks to Aonia Pass for having us, and we'll see you when we get down there to Georgia. So good luck this weekend. Hope everything goes great.
Thank you. And it's certainly not me. There's a huge team that we work with. I just happen to be the face of that team.
Yep.
And we're looking forward to seeing you. And don't be a stranger. Call me, ask me to be on. I'm actually more transparent than you might think. So
yeah, again, we can't thank you enough, and we'll see you soon.
Okay, great.
Thanks, Tim. Now, a word from our sponsors. And thank you for listening to these ads. Without these great companies, none of this would be possible. Show your support for the people who support us. Before Digging Deep was even a reality, back when it was just an idea, CST Tires already believed in us, which is fitting because no one believes in their tires more than I do. Our title sponsor, CST Tires, and their Pulse MXR tires continue to hook every rider strong enough and willing to grab a handful of throttle after mounting them on their ride. Used by Thomas Brown to win races and clinch a third straight Quad Cross of Nations title, Nick Janusa when he grabbed his first career Pro Class podium, and myself, Cody Jansen, as I rode my Pulse MXR fronts and white label soft compound rears to a 2019 National Championship in the Junior 25 Plus class. The Pulse MXR tire, available in soft and standard compounds, offers the highest level of traction, most predictable cornering, and superior wear characteristics when compared to the competition. Visit CSTTires.com to join the CST takeover today, or prepare to be beat by someone who did. CST Tires, where passion meets the ground.
Anybody that I've gotten to try them, I've heard nothing but positive things back.
We're proud to be Team Blue Crew here at the Digging Deep ATVMX Podcast. Why choose Yamaha? Look no further than Chad Wienen's 6 championships in the past 8 seasons aboard his Yamaha YFZ 450R. Not to mention, Yamaha is the leading OEM supporter of ATV racing, and their support of this podcast proves it. For the 2020 ATVMX season, Yamaha's Blue Crew Racer Support Program will offer payout and prize opportunities, including a chance to win a brand new YFZ 450R. For more information, head to YamahaOutdoors.com and follow them on social media at Yamaha Outdoors today. All hail Blue Crew, the #1 OEM supporter of ATV racing. For over 150 years, Valvoline has led the charge by being dedicated to constant improvement and innovation across all disciplines of racing. Valvoline has sponsored some of the greatest names in motorsports, and for the better part of a decade, I've been fortunate enough to be part of the historically great Team Valvoline. From my commuting vehicles to small engines, race quads, and everything in between, I trust nothing but Valvoline in all of my equipment. I've experienced increased function and durability as well as a longer life expectancy thanks to Valvoline's array of products and lubricants. Since 1866, Valvoline has been focused on bettering your experience, whether on-road, on track, and everywhere in between. Upgrade to Valvoline today and check them out at valvoline.com. SSI Decals is a name synonymous with ATV racing, synonymous with big-time success, and absolutely synonymous with the best-looking decals around. An offshoot of their parent company that was established in 1947, SSI first took shape from owner Ian Harris's passion for ATVs. With what started as just making numbers and decals for riders like Chad Wienen, the company quickly took off, and today you couldn't imagine ATV Motocross without SSI Decals. The graphics maker and designer now supports all the top teams in ATV Motocross, as well as teams and riders racing GNCC, Work Series, Pro Motocross and Supercross, Canadian Pro Motocross, short course off-road trucks, UTVs, snowcross, and, oh yeah, 6-time NHRA World Champion Clay Milliken. No project is too big or too small for SSI Decals, making your identity stick with championship-level graphics. Head over to SSIDecals.com today and then maybe call the doctor because things are about to get sick. The Digging Deep ATVMX Podcast is brought to you in part by DID Racing Chain and their 520 ATV2 chain. This patented X-ring chain boasts a steel alloy construction for reduced weight, increased strength, and a longer overall chain life, making it the optimal ATV racing chain. Pick up an ATV2 chain today at your local dealer or wherever DID chains are sold. Don't forget about their motocross, off-road, and street bike chains as well. Wherever you go, go with DID.
Hello listeners, this is Chad Wienen, 6-time AMA ATV Pro National Champion, an owner of Wienen Motorsports and proud partner of Digging Deep ATVMX Podcast. The two of us share a strong passion for ATVMX. Owning my own team gives us the ability to handpick the best products on the market for our racing program. With consistent testing, research, and development, we are confident that when choosing the products we believe in, our customers will be satisfied in building their own race program as well. We race what we sell. With brands like Fox Shocks, Walsh Racecraft, SSI Decals, Wrath Racing, and Hinson Racing, just to mention a few, go to check out WienenMotorsports.com to see the full lineup. Enter discount promo code DIGDEEP at checkout. Enough talking already. Get out and get some fresh air and go ride. Hope to see you at the track soon.
We are proud to be partnered with Numira Technologies. Since 2001, Numira has led the charge in the ATV and side-by-side market, covering more applications than anyone else in the industry. Numira's advanced piston technology uses a NASA-exclusive aluminum alloy that helps to reduce expansion rates, that allows for tighter tolerances and leads to higher overall engine performance for your machine. For more information about Numira's wide offerings of pistons, rings, gaskets, and industry-leading top-end repair kits, visit your local dealer or online at www.numira.com. Numira Technologies, pistons with an attitude. We are pleased to be partnered with Bronco ATV and UTV Components. Bronco has been an industry leader in replacement hard parts and accessories for all makes and models for over 15 years. With a catalog that includes a full line of electrical components, engine internals like rods and cylinders, all the way down to suspension parts and bearing kits, Bronco is your hard part source for whatever you need for whatever you ride. Available exclusively through distributors around the world. Visit your local dealer or online at broncoatv.com. The Digging Deep ATVMX podcast is also sponsored by DP Brakes, a longtime supporter of ATV racing and the world leader in sintered brake technology. DP has been dominating the ATV world for decades by supporting the best four-wheeled racers on the planet. 2020 is no different, with an impressive lineup including AMA ATV Pro Class champion Joel Hedrick and Phoenix Racing Honda team, Cody Jansen and his 2019 Junior 25 Plus National Championship, Baldwin Motorsports, Nick Januza, Wesley Wolf, and much more in the ATV motocross. In GNCC Racing, DP has 16 of the top 17 pros heading into 2020. This includes the champ Walker Fowler, Bryson Neal, Chris Borich, Cole Richardson, Jared McClure, Adam McGill, and more. These riders continue to appreciate the high performance and impressive durability that their DP brakes have to offer, products that ultimately help place them on the top of the podium. Available at www.dp-brakes.com. Purchase at your local dealer or message us for the contact info today. What are you waiting for? Join the best ATV riders in the world on DP Brakes. Forworks Carbon's innovative lightweight products include top-notch seat covers, carbon fiber and plastic hoods, gas tank covers, exhaust shields, shock guards, and much more. Whether you have an ATV, UTV, or snowmobile, Forworks has the goodies that will improve your ride and make you salivate. We trust Forworks for increased function and a sexier look, and you should too. Forworks Carbon, always working hard to bring high quality and innovative parts to the market. Check them out today at fwcarbon.com.
We are proud to be partnered with Gripped Gloves. Gripped is an ATV rider-owned and operated brand with the rider in mind and the goal of keeping costs affordable. The Michigan-based family operation recognizes riders' desire to showcase their identity. Owner David Payne's love for eccentric colorways and crazy patterns shows in his product, something not often found in the work of big manufacturers. Here to push stereotypes and limitations, Grip's drive is to produce a glove with cool colors and designs that won't break the bank. With comfort and quality as key motivators, the family affair is constantly working on the next more innovative and improved glove. Get a grip on life, join the Gripped movement, because no one wants a bland glove. Check them out today at grippedgloves.com, that's GRIPT gloves.com, and use discount code DIGGINGDEEP10 to save at checkout. If you were to guess, on average, how many days people in the U.S. have to wait to see a doctor, what would you say? Americans have to wait around 29 days to see a doctor in major U.S. cities. And if you're dealing with a condition like erectile dysfunction, you want treatment ASAP. That's why our friends at Roman have spent years building a digital platform that can connect you with a licensed doctor in your state, all from the comfort of your home. Roman makes it convenient to get the treatment you need on your schedule. Just grab your phone or computer, complete a free online visit, and you'll hear back from a U.S. licensed physician within 24 hours. If the doctor decides that treatment is right for you, Roman's Pharmacy can ship your medication to you with free 2-day shipping. You also get free unlimited follow-ups with your doctor anytime you have questions or want to adjust your treatment plan. With Roman, there are no commitments and you can cancel anytime. So if you're struggling with ED, go to getroman.com/digging for your free online visit and free 2-day shipping. That's getroman.com/digging for your free online visit and free 2-day shipping. We are also proud of our partnership with Factory 43. Factory 43 was born in 2007, making Nerf bars for the Suzuki LTR, Honda TRX 450R, and Yamaha's YFZ 450. The brand soon added bumpers and grab bars, and for years now has offered parts for all sport quads. The racer-owned company strives to offer a quality product that installs easy, looks good, and holds up over time. For 2020, Factory 43 is the aluminum parts choice of the Phoenix Racing Honda team, providing riders like Joel Hetrick, Jeffrey Rastrelli, Chris Borich, and Grayson Eller with the motocross and cross-country versions of their Evo Nerf bar and MX style front bumpers. Head over to factory43atv.com to see their full line of products. Thanks to Factory 43. We are excited to dig deep with the support of Bikes, Trikes, and Quads, LLC. Celebrating their 10-year anniversary this May, the company was started by former racers selling three-wheeler parts out of a barn in upstate New York. Through hard work, accompanied by offering great service to their customers, BTQ LLC now has over 40,000 new and used parts in stock. But they haven't forgotten their roots, still offering used OEM parts for three-wheelers, dirt bikes, ATVs, and side-by-sides. Parts are in stock and ready to ship with delivery within 3 days, including free shipping on orders over $50. Use discount code ATVMX at www.btqllc.com for $10 off orders of $50 or more. We're grateful to have Bikes, Trikes, and Quads LLC digging deep with us. Support our industry's grassroots businesses. Thank you, BTQ LLC.
We are proud to be partnered with Avocado Green Mattresses. We all know that sleep and rest are an important part of any athlete's routine. Avocado's line of natural mattresses and pillows provide exactly the support you need to ensure you perform at your best while doing the best for the planet. The Avocado mattress offers zoned back support with an internal support unit, meaning whether you are recovering from a hard day of riding or relaxing on a Sunday morning, you will be experiencing next level comfort. You can rest in peace knowing the components in your mattress and pillow are non-toxic, natural, and sustainably sourced. And getting your Avocado Green mattress could not be any easier. They offer a 100-night sleep trial, free shipping and return pickups, and a 25-year warranty. And if that wasn't enough, rest assured knowing they have 5-star ratings by verified customers, including some of the Digging Deep staff. Step up your sleep game by visiting avocadomattress.com.
Thanks for listening, and remember to support our partners.